I read that you've made 6 figures from vlogging.
Oh, hey, that question. So then I create that video and then I post it on Twitter. Yo, I got dragged.
Crazy.
I got dragged.
What were people saying?
I think I'm gonna quit my job. She was like, what?
What do you mean? Okay. What were some of the early mistakes you made when brands started paying you?
Like I was getting lashed, but I was like, okay.
You Twitter guys, you guys ain't shit, I won't lie.
So I think the most important thing is building relationships with other content creators.
Yes,
that is very important.
Yes.
Build relationships with other content creators, because
even if they come with 10 million rand?
It's okay. It's okay to say no to certain brands.
Yeah. So how have you not allowed brands to take advantage of you?
See it in the video, because you can tell when someone is promoting something that they don't
believe in, they don't use.
Yeah, and you cannot deceive your audience. They know. Yeah, you know. And another dangerous thing is that we know each other as content creators. So let's say a brand reached out to me and they, I can't take the campaign, I'll just keep quiet, I'm not saying anything. Don't you think the other content creators will do the same?
Exactly.
They won't recommend you.
Exactly.
So I think like what we do is...
And you're live on Dead Radio.
Welcome to another very special episode of Dead Radio with your boy Ini, and we are reporting live from 138 SMUTS, the Dead Store. And today we have a very special guest in the building. We're gonna let our guests introduce themselves and then we're gonna get into their life story, and you know how we do. Get those jewels for you guys to use in your everyday lives. So without further ado, yeah?
Hi guys, my name is Sabelo The Kreator, but also known as Sabelo The Kreator on social media platforms, and I am a full-time content creator based in Johannesburg.
Dope, dope. Thank you, bro. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you guys for inviting me.
How are you doing today? How are you feeling?
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
It is a Monday, by the way.
Yeah. Ooh,
I think I think I'm good. A bit tired because you know the weekends we're just having fun and just resting a bit. So, but I'm good.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. To predict the future, you have to look into the past. To know who someone is today, you have to give them context of where you come from.
That's right.
So I think let's start your story from the beginning. Where are you from? Where were you born? Yeah.
Okay. So I'm from a small town called Newcastle, very clean.
Like
I take pride in it.
Yeah.
My city is very clean.
Yeah.
And then I did matric there.
Okay.
And then I moved to Johannesburg to study. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think like growing up, I had goals obviously, but I just wanted to change the situation at home. Okay. I think we all have that. So like that was the main goal for me is to change the situation.
Okay.
And I did that.
Okay. Tell us about Sabelo as a young man before your teens, right? What type of kid were you? Were you an extrovert? Were you an introvert? Like, what were you into as a kid, pre-teens?
Funny enough, I wasn't saying much when I was a kid.
So you
I was very quiet boy, very respectful. I think I was that boy that when I was home, the grannies would call me. Fanwam, come help me around. I used to do a lot of gardening, so that's why I know how to keep things straight and clean all the time.
Okay.
So and then I lived with my grandmother. I had siblings, I had cousins. We were a lot, and our situation was not good.
Okay.
It was not good, yeah. It was really not good.
Was there a lot of love in the family, like in that tight knit?
Oh, we were always laughing.
Okay,
we were always laughing, like all the time. We were always laughing. We were always having conversations, and we were always listening to stories. I think we had a radio, so we'd always listen to stories on the radio, and then we'd just sit in the sitting room and we'll discuss. But yeah, we were really like very close family.
Okay, dope. So how does Sabelo transition from a young boy to the teenage years, right? Because teenage years are such formative years of anyone's lives. It predicts the things you get into as a teenager end up coming out in your much later years, right? So in high school, did you play sports? Like what were you interested in when you were a teen?
Yeah, so, okay. So I think from grade 5 to 7, I wasn't really focused on school. I just wanted like to study and pass. And then when I moved to high school, that's when I was like, oh goodness, I think at home we are not stable enough for me to make mistakes. So that's when I started to take education very serious. Yeah, because I knew that, okay, it seems like I'm the only person that can make it out of here. Yeah, and then I started taking school serious. I was in a choir. I was in a choir. I used to sing. I used to travel with the choir. I think there was a time we went to Durban, and it was nice. And you know, you were just a kid, and you like, oh, okay. And then then we used to travel, and then. But I think my main focus was school, because I knew that if I can do that right, then
that's my ticket.
Like I knew from the get-go.
Okay, so the end of matric, right before you come to Joburg, right? You came to study marketing, right, in Johannesburg. End of matric, why did you want to come and study marketing? Was that your plan, or did you stumble upon the marketing thing?
Okay, so you know what happens next. So I passed my matric with flying colors, distinctions, good marks, and then I applied at the University of Johannesburg. But because I didn't have funding, they had accepted me, but I didn't have funding, so I had to take like a gap year, go stay with my aunts until I figure out what I want. But in that process, then I realized that I want to do something that has to do with the creative space. Because the initial plan was study economics, because I was good. I think I got like a 79 in matric.
In math.
Yes. So I was like, okay, if I can do economics, then I will be good. But when I took that gap year, then I did a lot of research. To say, okay, this is what I'd want to do, and it worked. It worked out for me.
Okay, so now that gap year, are you in KZN or are you here?
I'm in Joburg, in the south with my aunt. Yeah, I'm in Joburg.
So you're doing all this research, and then I guess the creative thing starts opening up for you in terms of this is something that seems interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay, so I go to varsity first year. Okay, I get good marks, but I'm still not sure if like this is what I want to do. I love the course, it's good. I'm getting good grades. And then second year, that's when the creative mind then started developing to say, oh, okay, this is actually a good degree, and what I'm learning, I think it's something that I want to do in the long run. So from there, then I was like, okay, I'm a creative, so I need to take this serious. And then, that's how everything unfolded.
When do you start creating content online? Like, when does that start happening? Is that during university, or is it post? Is it after?
It's after university. I think varsity, I was just studying, Jay.
Yeah, I get you.
And then I would meet up with friends, but not even in the creative space. I didn't even know there was a thing called the influencer marketing, you know, until that year. Then we had a course that was talking about it, but I didn't have an interest in that. I was just like, okay, after here, I'm going to go work for an advertising agency, and then from there, get a job.
That's what most people, that's the path. That's the path. That's the path.
So from there, I was just like, okay, I'm going to be in a creative space, advertising agency. I think I had an interest in creating adverts. I feel like the strategy behind adverts, and because I used to watch TV and I would critique. I was like, okay, this would have been nice if it was done in this way.
I get you.
So
I get you. Okay, so you finish university. What's the next step for you in your career path?
Okay, so I finished university now, and then I got a job before I graduate. So I got an internship. There was a company I used to work for, but it was very corporate. So but I was in the marketing department. Then I worked there for a year. Then after that, I moved to another company. So I've been in the corporate space.
Worked
I've worked probably for 3 companies, like big companies. But it has always been in the marketing space, but not in the creative space.
So Damn. So while you're working, obviously, in the corporate space, I always ask people who've worked in the corporate space and then left to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Weren't you scared to leave the safety net of every month my salary is clocking in? I know for a fact, no matter what.
Yeah, it is coming in.
Coming in. So now, weren't you like a bit hesitant about leaving the safety net of the corporate space?
Okay, so I work for a big company. I think I was there for like a year, going to no, not even a year. I think it was 8 months.
Okay.
When I was there, big company. So yeah, I'm working, I'm fine. Then I moved to a bigger apartment.
Okay.
So previously I had created content, but it wasn't like home stuff. So I used to like cook and do clothing because I've always liked fashion.
Yeah,
so I used to create those videos. And then I'm in this job. And then I started creating videos because I moved to a new apartment. And now the apartment is nice. And I just take one video randomly. I'm just taking one video. I'm like, okay, I think I have a style when it comes to home stuff. Then I create that video and then I post it on Twitter. Yo, I got dragged. I got dragged.
What do people say?
I think it was new in our countries to see a guy doing a skincare routine. On camera, because I think guys do skincare.
Yeah, no,
yes, they do, but it's just that they never record it. So I started recording that, and I was cleaning my apartment, and I was getting lashed. But I was like, okay.
You Twitter guys, you guys ain't shit. I won't lie.
Yeah. So I started trending, and then I think after 6 months, I was like, okay, since now I see that there's more brands coming in. I think this is my passion. This is something that I'd want to do, and I prayed. I was like, God, this is what I want to do. If you think this will sustain me, please give me a sign.
Open that door.
Yeah, I was like, and I was like, you've never failed me, so I trust you with this. And then I just resigned.
So with no bag coming in, no plan, we're just like.
There was no plan, but I think I had like 5 brands, and when I counted the amount, I was like, this can sustain me for like the entire year.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need a plan.
Yeah, you need.
You can't just quit. You can't just quit. So I think that was my backup plan to say, okay, yes, at least now I have 5 brands that pay me, and 3 of them, they might come back for more work. Yeah, so I was really strategic. I was like, okay, because I have a family to take care back at home. You can't just make those decisions.
Did you talk to anyone back home before you quit your job?
I did. So I called my sister. I was like, I think I'm gonna quit my job. She was like, what?
What do you mean?
You have a good job and you're getting paid very well. Why would you want to quit? And I was like, trust me on this one. I just want to pursue other things, which is content creation. And she was like, I trust you, and just pray about it, and we're good.
And you'll be sharp.
Yeah.
So those 5 brands, how did they approach you, or did you approach them? Did they DM you? Like, how did that even happen?
So the funny thing that I always believe that the universe kind of like works in a weird way, because when I was getting dragged, brands saw the value. So they're like, oh, okay, we see you trending and you do skincare. We want to see our brand on your videos. And then that's when work started coming in. And I think it kept me going, because I was like, okay, if there's brands that really value me that much, then why do I care about what people are going to say? Yeah, because I was like, okay, there's a bag. Like, okay, that means I'm doing something right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, damn. So now, excuse me. So now you quit your job. Now you're pursuing this content creation thing, right? Who else are you looking at, either locally or globally, so you can measure your work against people who have already been doing this thing?
Yeah. The funny thing that I was the only one who was doing vlogs the way I was doing them. But I had after that I've seen other American guys that were doing similar things. Yes. So I would take tips to see, okay, this is how they're doing it. But I want it to be very organic and authentic to me in a way that people would relate. and I don't want my videos to be perfect in a way that you can't relate when you're watching. So I would keep certain mistakes that I think normal people would do, but people will find that fun. It's, oh, okay, I also do this as well. So I think from there, I was like, okay, this is my brand, this is what I would want to do, and this is how people would relate to the content, because it's not perfect, but it's really not perfect, but you relate when you watch it.
I think that's such a great insight into content creation, because we're in an age where people build communities, and I guess me and you will talk about how you built your community. But the thing of not making it perfect, right, is the thing that people like kind of gravitate towards, because they're like, yeah, I relate to this. Like, this is how I live at home, Mansara. Like, there's no big cameras. Like, this guy's shooting with his phone, and I think that's what people like relate with. Like, damn, okay. What were some of the early mistakes you made when brands started paying you? Like, are there mistakes that you made while you're learning about this content creation thing? How were you not blowing the money? Like, type of things like that.
I don't think there were mistakes. I think if you don't know much about the industry, you tend to like not have enough information. And but luckily for me, I had so much support from the girls, because I was like, the girls, they are leading in the space. So like when I'm asking questions, and then they would answer, and when I'm asking for advice, so I was like, okay, who are the top 5 big girls that are coining it in the industry? And then I'll just DM them, hey, I'm Sabelo The Kreator, this is what I do, can you please assist me with strategizing my rates? And they did. And so I got a lot of support from the ladies. And then from there, I think one of the mistakes that I would make is not charging how I'm supposed to be charging.
And you're live on Dead. And you're live on Dead Radio.
So undervaluing myself as a brand to other brands.
Yes, because that's such an important thing. A lot of young people who are going to be watching this, who also want to, who are either content creators or want to get into content creation, they don't know how to charge. That's such a difficult thing. And like, luckily for you, people responded to your DMs. But like, if you're the top in your industry and you're getting 100 DMs a day, you can't respond to all of them.
To all of them.
So how do you actually find out how to charge? Like,
so I think this is where my degree comes in, where research, like, because we did research in varsity. So I started researching other content creators from overseas to see how are they charging. And then from there I was like, okay, let me just get a brand manager that can assist me, because now I've built the brand and I think it's going somewhere, but how do I then charge? Because our influencer space, there's no regulations, there's no structure.
Someone can get paid 5,000, someone can get paid 50,000.
Yes, so
there's no actual
like there's no extra rate to say that a pay reel, this is how much you can charge. For a picture, this is how much you can charge. So when I saw that, I knew that I would need a bit of help. So it's okay to ask for help when you don't have any information. So I did that, and it kind of did like worked on my.
Because there's micro influencers, there's I forgot the middle one, and then there's macro influencers. So micro is what, less than 10,000 followers?
I have no idea, but I just know that there's a structure. I think there's three where there's less, there's between 10K to 100,000, there's 100,000 to 1 million.
Yeah, because also a lot of young people who are gonna watch this they're so thirsty to work with brands, right? Because working with a big brand can also elevate your thing.
Yes.
But then they also need to realize that the reason the brand is reaching out to you is because you have a community. There's a certain way that you create content that connects with people that brands want to tap into, right? So how do people not get, what can I even say, misused or abused or taken advantage of by brands, right? Because that's it's such a tricky thing for young creators. Like, because a lot of brands, I've heard horror stories where big brands pay influencers very small money, and then later the person's like, oh, dog, I got paid 1,000 rand. Like when I should have been paid 10,000 rand. So how have you not allowed brands to take advantage of you?
So I think the most important thing is building relationships with other content creators. That is very important. Build relationships with other content creators, because we have the conversations, we talk. Even when brands reach out, we do talk to say, hey, this is what I've got. What do you think? And I think it's okay, it's allowed, to call a friend, to be like, hey, you've worked with this brand. How is your relationship? How much did you charge them? Because I think you would find out that you're doing the same campaign, but you're not getting paid.
It's not the same
amount.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And also it depends on the community that you've built. There's people that have followers, and then there's people that have communities. With a community, that's where you is. Because those people, they got you. With the following, they just, they're just doing to like and stuff. So I think what I've done for my side is building a community that a brand, when they see that community, they feel like they can be part of it. So I feel like that's very important. But also just build relationships with other content creators and do your research. You need to study the industry. I feel like that's also very important, because if you're in a certain environment, you need to know how it works. You need to understand who's trending, who's doing what. So I'm always reading stuff. And why they're trending, how they're doing it, Because sometimes we see videos and you're like, oh, okay, this person is trending, and you want to do the same thing without not realizing that they had a strategy. Okay, this is where I'd want to be, and this is how I'm going to do it. So research. I
also like that making relationships with other people in your industry, because that's how you'll find out that, oh, X brand has 1 million rand, they're paying each of the influencers, whatever, 100,000, and you're only getting paid 5. That's how you get to know, because the brand will never tell you.
Like they would never tell you.
They will never tell you.
They would never tell you.
Have you said no to brands before? Do you say no to brands, and when do you know when to say no to a brand?
It's very important to say no to certain brands. So I think for me, I like working with brands that really resonate with me and my audience. I like brands that are very honest. I like brands that promote products that I believe in. So there's certain brands that I wouldn't work with because at all, because we just don't click.
Even if they come with 10 million rand?
It's okay. It's okay to say no to certain brands.
Yes, sir.
Money is not everything. I've had instances where the money was a lot. Like they'll say we'll pay you 500,000 for certain things, but because I just don't see me and working years and working with that brand. It just and also I respect the people that follow me, my audience. And I know what they would like to see on my page. I understand what they would like to see. And also it's very important to work with people that you believe in. So if it's a skincare brand, it should be a skincare brand that you've used. So that's why we always have a trial to say, okay, if it's like, can I mention a brand? If it's like Clarence, I love Clarence. Like Clarence, I've used their products and they work on my skin. So when I'm doing a video, I believe in it, and you should see it in the video, because you can tell when someone is promoting something that they don't believe in.
They don't use.
Yeah, and you cannot deceive your audience. They know. They know. They will tell. They will tell. So I think that's very important. So it's okay to decline certain brands. Money will always come, and money is not everything. Yeah, money is not everything.
Yeah, that's such a valuable point. Yes. I think you tapped into something that I'd like for us to unpack even more. You said there's a difference between someone who has a community and someone who has followers. So my understanding of that is that there are people who have millions of followers, but they don't have a community. And there's someone who has 10,000 followers, but those 10,000 people are their community. How did you build your community? And how do you know when someone is just following you versus someone who's actually part of your community?
So I think from me, just being authentic, because also I've taken my audience through my entire life. So you'll see when I moved to a smaller apartment, to a bigger apartment, you'll see all my achievements. I've always tried to do that because I think it's very important for even younger people when they come and they see that you don't start now and everything just works out. So you will see that, okay, I started from a small apartment, which was not much, but I made it work. Now I moved to a bigger apartment. So that's why I think most of people that follow me, they see the progress and they follow. And even now when I'm building the house at home, we started the house from scratch with them. They know the whole process. So I think it worked for me in that way. Because it's authentic. I don't have to fake anything. I don't have to lie. I don't have to say I have a lot of money for doing certain things, because the people that follow me, they know that, okay, we started small and now we're here. So I think it's very important to take your audience into your life. And yes, it is a journey, and it is like a storytelling, and I think that's what's important for brands. You know, the art of storytelling, that's where the money is. The brands are willing to pay more for that. Not just creating videos because you want to create them, but is there a story behind those videos? So, and I think people resonate with you when you do that, because they see, oh, okay, now your life is not perfect. You're building a home back at home, and there's many people that want to do the same, and they should know that it's not easy. They should know that there's a lot of things that you're going to sacrifice. The lifestyle that you have in Joburg here, it has to stop. It has to stop. So there's certain things that I don't do now because I know that I'm doing something at home and I have a goal. Yes, and I want to finish in a certain time. So there's always a plan in everything that we do as content creators, especially.
I get you. That authenticity is how you build that community. Damn. Yeah, because there's a lot of people with millions of followers, but they can't convert those followers for the brands. You get me? And I'm sure you know even more in depth where you're like, I might have a smaller following than that person, but my community is more valuable than that person.
So you can have 1,000 followers, and then someone has 100,000, but you charge more. The one with 1,000 followers, they charge more because the community that they have supports them, and brands, they want that more than just a big following.
I get that. I get
so,
that. Damn. How do you view competition, right? Competition in terms of like your industry, because I believe in constructive competition and not destructive competition. Destructive competition is now when you're looking at every campaign that your peers are doing, you're nitpicking at it, you're like, you're better than them. And then constructive competition is where you do see your other peers' content and you're like, ooh, I like that. It's inspiring me to go harder. So how do you view competition? Because I do know that there is competition. Even in your space, there's
definitely. I think for me, it's important to stay in your own lane. I think you get bigger if you do that. There's nothing wrong with looking what other people are doing. I think for me, when I look at it, it's in a perspective that I love what you're doing. I would not want to do it the way you do it. Because the thing is, the influencer space, how you stay in the game is by being different. So we cannot have 5 people that do the same thing.
Yes,
we
yes,
can
yes.
exist in the same space, but it needs to be different. How you vlog needs to be different. How you add your music, how you tell your storytelling needs to be different, and that's how you make money. That's how you make money. So you need to be different. So copying, it kinda distracts you because you're always looking at the other person, and then you end up not, you know, being fully there and being fully creative in your videos. So for me, when I look at competition, it's in a manner of saying that, oh, okay, I like this, is nice, I'm inspired, but how would I want to do it differently in my own way?
Yeah.
So yeah, there is competition, but I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I think I support other like content creators.
I get you.
Because I think you go far when you take other people as well.
You also build a community together.
I just don't believe that if you're working with a certain brand, you must gatekeep to say, okay, now because I'm the only cleaning guy, I can only exist alone. It cannot work that way. So you need to have other people. So that's why this is what I always do. So if a brand comes to me and I can't take the work,
you pass it on.
Yes, I pass it on to the other people.
I love that. Do you believe that your peers do the same for you? Are there people who are jealous of your success?
The thing is, I'm always working, so I would never say it. So I would never say it, but I've had people that would send me stuff. But also when I do it from my side, it's out of, I'm just genuine. I think we can all eat. The pie is big for everyone, and there's no need to gatekeep certain stuff. If a brand wants a certain person, they would go to that person. And sometimes I think we get successful so that the people next to us can also benefit. So if the success benefits me only, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
We all need to share.
Like we all need to share. But I think the people that I work with, they do share from time to time. And also I think from the level that I'm in, because brands do, I don't have to like reach out. So it kind of like, I'm very picky to who I work with, so that I don't have much work. So I'd rather have 3 brands that I believe in and that pay me, then pay me well, and that I'd want to promote, and it needs to be organic, it needs to be authentic, than having 50 brands that don't pay you enough money and that you don't believe in.
I get you. As I was doing research on you, right, one of the things that
you did,
like, 1000%.
You're like, I'm gonna have to check this nigga out.
I'm a professional. I'm 1000% professional. So one of the things I saw was that the Sunday vlogs, your Sunday vlogs, are such a big thing for you and your community. How did that idea even like formalize in your mind? Did it come from that one video that you posted on Twitter, or what happened? Like, how did you come up with this idea that I'm on a vlog consistently about me being at the crib, me cleaning, me cooking, me ironing, like, how did that idea come about?
Yeah, so I think from the first video that I posted, and then it went viral, and I was like, okay, let's do another one, and it went viral. I was like, let's do another one, viral, like every Sunday. And I was like, okay, we need to come up with, because I'm a strategist at mind. Like I started branding, I understand how it works, and I read up a lot. I'm always on LinkedIn, I'm always on the internet. So I like to understand the industry more. So that when I strategize, I have an understanding of how it works.
Don't worry, it's not load shedding. You'll just push it in. Okay.
So, and then from that video, and then I was like, okay, we need to be very consistent. Post this thing on every Sunday. Then that's when it was a vlog. I was like, okay, I'm gonna post my videos on every Sunday. So people were expecting videos on every Sunday to say, okay, we'd want to see what you're doing this weekend on Sundays. And then that's when brands, then they're like, okay, we'd like to. Then I heard your Handy Andy coming in to say that we see that you use our products. And the placement, I think it's what made people to be interested in the videos. Because when you look at my videos, you can't you can't tell that I'm promoting.
Yes.
It needs to
It's
be.
not like the video starts and
Yeah,
you're like, hey, Andy,
no.
Andy.
You just see Andy
Yes.
on the side.
Yes.
So I think that's how I did it. That's how
So
I
it
did
just started getting viral and viral. The brand started jumping
Yes.
in. I read something interesting. You can tell me whether it's true or not. I read that you've made 6 figures from blogging. Is that true or is that false? Obviously, we don't need the amount. We don't need to count your pocket. But is that true?
What I can say is that I have made a lot of money.
I love that.
I have made a lot of money. I have made a lot of money from content creation, and the space is growing. There is money.
Okay.
There is money.
This leads to my second question, right? Because a lot of young people are going to look at that, look at this conversation, hear what you're saying, see your success, and then be like, this is how I'm going to move. This is what I want to do. I want to go and be a content creator. But now, in a South African context, is being a content creator a viable career? Or are you one of the few unicorns in the industry who's actually made money from it? Like, can a black kid right now be like, this is going to be a viable career for me? Or do you have to be really special like you?
Oh, hey, that question. So I think, I think first advice, get your degree. Because I did get my degree. So I feel like get your
Which
degree.
you still use today.
Yes, I still use today. If something happens, I can always go back to corporate. So I think have your degree, have a backup plan. But you can make money out of it. You just need to be smart, and you need to choose what you want to do, because the space is big enough for everyone. We can never have enough content creators. Like, we can never. We can exist in a space and be 100,000 and still be different. So I think do it, but do it with passion and do something that you love. So if you love clothes, then create content around clothing, because it won't feel like a job, because you love fashion. So it's easy. I love cleaning, and that's what I did. I do it effortlessly, like without even trying. So it's always important to come in the industry when you're passionate, and don't push the narrative that you just want to make money out of it, because you're gonna give up easy. You are going, because when I started, I didn't know that I would make so much money from it, but I loved it, and it made me money. So once you go in and you're like, oh my goodness, I just want to make $1 million, you're gonna struggle, because sometimes you won't have brands that are coming in, and you're still gonna have to create content.
You have to be consistent.
Yeah, you have to. So just create your content, but don't look at the money side. It will come. It will find you. Definitely find you.
Damn, I think that's great advice, especially in a time that we're living in where people have turned money into God, right? People worship money. And it's very important for people like yourself who have made a path for themselves, have become successful in what they do, to tell young people that we have it the other way. Money shouldn't be the first thing. Your passion should be the first thing, and the money will come.
It will definitely come.
Like, okay, damn, I love that. What do you think about influencer marketing in South Africa, just in a 2024 lens? Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? Is it growing at the rate it's supposed to be growing? Like, yeah, what do you think of like just the general like space of content creation?
I think it could be better, because when you look at the UK influencers, they are coining it. I think in South Africa we are growing, but we could be better. I think brands are now seeing the value that content creators add on their brands, and because if you think about it, we do so much more, because I'm a creative director,
Yes,
copywriter,
yes,
video
yes.
director,
Editor.
lighting,
Yes,
editing,
yes.
strategist.
That's a job for like 10.
That's a job for 10 people. And I do that in one video. If they are doing an advert, that's gonna cost like $1 million.
Yes.
So I think once you start looking at it in that way, you charge more. Because we put so much work. But I think I'm so grateful to have brands that really see the value that I bring to their brands. The industry is growing, and I'm seeing a lot of like content creators that are coming up. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's so nice to see new people coming into the space, because we don't want to be the only ones. Yeah,
yes.
we want people to join. We want people that are creative. We want people that have stories. And I think what I've been enjoying is how people are not afraid to show where they come from. I feel like for me that's very important. And I think we don't need perfect content creators.
Yes.
We need people that have stories to tell, and we need people that are proud of their stories. And I think I've done that. So it's very important to monetize on that, to say, okay, this is my story, but in the long run, I'd want to make money out of it. So I think the industry, it is growing. I've seen a lot of brands are coming in. I've seen a lot of content creators are coming in. I've seen a lot of like township content creators. I enjoy that content so much because it's unique, it's original. You're not hiding
real.
It's so raw. Like you're just showing yourself to the world, and then the brands will come. So I've been enjoying that, and the ladies have been leading up the space. It's beautiful. Like the ladies work so hard, and it's, you know what they've done. So they'll do content creation. And then when they see that they are pushing, then they'll start the business on the side. They'll have a makeup, they'll have a hairline. I think that's very beautiful to have your own brand outside of content creation. It's very important to have other income of streams on
not
the side.
just the one.
Yes, not just one. Yeah, so I think the industry is growing. The ladies are also doing so well, but also I'm seeing a lot of guys that are coming in, especially in the skincare space, because it's very masculine. It's very masculine. The moment you're putting sunscreen, people don't think it's, you know, it's weird, but I see that people are now very accepting of, you know, skincare routines,
for
men taking care of themselves, dressing up nice. And I think we're not in the older days where, you know, we still hunt, but we still need to do our nails. We still need to be clean. You still need to do your skincare routine. So I think it's very important to also align, you know, that masculinity and the nowadays to say that, okay, guys can do skincare routines, guys can dress well, guys can smell good. It's you know, it's not weird. It's not really weird.
I love that. As someone who, just from the conversation we've been having, it sounds like you're very focused on what you do, on your work. How do you pour back into your cup? Like, what are the things outside of content creation that re-inspire you, that have nothing to do
with like content creation? So when I feel overwhelmed, you'll see me by going home, because I want a home-cooked meal. I want to be around my family. I want to be around my siblings. I just want to be home without the pressure of having to create anything. Obviously, I'll create, but it's just snaps there and then there. I'll go home, or you'll see me traveling. Even now, I'm traveling like next week for like 2 weeks. Because also, it's very important to take care of the body that works. Yeah, you can't be working all the time, so you still need a break. You still need to go think somewhere and come back and create content. So, because content creation is work. My Instagram is an office, so it's very important sometimes to be out of office and just do other things. You know, do your skincare routine, travel, dress up nice, go to events. Go to creative spaces. I'm always in those spaces. Like you'll always see me there, where, you know, art gallery stuff. So I'm very big on that. So as much as I do take care of other people, I also feel like it's very important to take care of me. Because if you don't take care of you, how are you going to be able to take care of other people? There's no, literally everything is not running.
I love that. I think it's always very important for people to understand that were not always working.
Yeah.
Like, you have to like remove yourself, go recharge yourself, and then come back even stronger.
And it's okay to take breaks. I feel like us as creatives, sometimes we feel bad. It's okay not to work, yeah.
Yes.
It's okay to miss something. I feel like we're too hard on ourselves, like, oh, I have to push.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's okay to be like, yo, I'm sleeping today. I have those days where I'm just like, yo, I don't want to say come in. I don't want to edit. So I wouldn't even go on Instagram. Like, I wouldn't even go on Instagram. I'm just like chilling in the house, cooking, watching my favorite shows. Yeah, it's very important.
I hear you. During our conversation, you spoke about when you started, you reached out to people who are already in the content creation space and they gave you advice, right? Now, for the new generation that's coming after you, do certain people have access to you? Do you reach out to like smaller creators that you're like, hey, I see potential in this person and what they're doing? Like, do you reach out and give advice? Do people reach out to you, like in your DMs or whatever? Like, do you mentor like the new generation?
So I do get a lot of DMs from upcoming content creators and people that already are in the industry to ask me questions, and I think I'm always open to that. I think if you're watching this, you should know I'm very open to that because I don't believe in gatekeeping. I feel like if I have the information, why not giving someone? Yeah, like we should share. But also what I do is if I see a fit, like a brand that I think would resonate with someone, I always send contact. Like I'll always share. So if you're doing a skincare routine and I see that, oh, okay, I think you'd actually be a good fit with a certain brand, I'll always give you an email, shoot your shots. Like I believe in that. Even literally like most people when they DM me, I do share information.
Okay.
I do. I think it's important.
It's also very important.
Like it's very important.
And not a lot of people actually move the way you move, right? A lot of people gatekeep brands, a lot of people gatekeep contacts because they're like, because they work on a, you work on an abundance mindset, they work on a scarcity mindset. Basically, this is my pie. If I give you an opportunity, it means now the pie gets smaller, and that's not how life works.
And I feel like this is how it works. Let's say you're a sports host. How are you gonna receive more if you don't give out?
There's no
because you're gonna have a lot and it's gonna be overwhelming.
Right.
Like so you need to give so that you can get. Sometimes you won't even get anything in return. So you just wanna give because you feel like you need it more. Like already I have a big brand that I work with, but like they won't remove me because I recommended you. They would never do that. Yeah, I was just like, actually, I can't take this campaign, but I know someone that can do it better. I feel like if we all do that, the industry could be better. Yeah, like we could be far. In every space, I believe, even in the corporate space, I think, like, just give. And I know that some people would take advantage of that, but if you're doing out of your heart, like, you're not losing anything.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, you know. And another dangerous thing is that we know each other as content creators. So let's say a brand reached out to me and they, I can't take the campaign, I'll just keep quiet, I'm not saying anything. Don't you think the other content creators will do the same?
Exactly.
They won't recommend you.
Exactly.
So I think like what we do is like recommend people for certain campaigns. If you reject, you can't just reject. There's no way that you don't know anyone that would fit that campaign. There's just no way. There's just no way.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I just wanted to speak about how, especially in a place like Joburg, people work with a scarcity mindset. It's like, I have to hold on to this. I need to keep this thing. But like, that's not how real life works, and that's not how your blessings multiply.
Yeah, and you know that I've gotten brands deals through people that I had recommended before. Randomly, after like 5 years, like, oh my goodness, actually you once helped me and this brand is looking for someone. Because sometimes brands can't find us, but they find us through other people, other content creators. Yeah, to say, okay, I know someone that can do a cleaning vlog for you. This is their Instagram link.
I hear you. I think let's switch gears. Every guest who comes on Dead Radio, I speak to them about the evolution of their dreams, right? Because I'm always super fascinated about how people's dreams are just always evolving. Once you reach one dream, a new dream is available. So for you, as Sabelo the Kreator, after you've walked through the building of content creation, right? You realize that, oh snap, there's so many other doors that I can like enter, and so many other floors I can go and explore inside this building. What's a new dream for Sabelo today that you didn't have 6, 12, 18 months ago? What's a new dream for you?
So I think how my mind works is I still have dreams that I had like 15 years ago. So I think I'm still trying to achieve them first before I move to. So I think my biggest dream was building a house for my family, and I'm doing it now. And it feels like that's you're gonna wake me up and be like, yeah, you're not doing it. You are not doing it. So I think that's like my biggest. I used to sit. When I was young, I used to sit down and I would think of how I'd want the house to look like, and it's exactly how it looks right now. And I'll sit down and I'll just like, this is how I'd want my family to live. This is how I'd want them to see the future. This is how I'd want them to experience God's love through me. Yeah. So I think this is literally my biggest dream. And I know when I post videos on social media, it does seem like that, but I cry a lot because it feels like I'm dreaming. It feels like I'm dreaming. So I think that's for now, that's like my biggest dream. And then I think next year what I would want to do is I think just help out. I don't know how, but like I want to help out. Yeah, I
love that, bro. Like just through this conversation, it sounds like you have a very big heart that's open and that just wants to help. Now, in a city like Joburg, how have you protected your heart? How have you been able to stay grounded and not lose yourself in the creator part?
Yeah.
How did Sabelo remain Sabelo and not just become the creator? Because we see people lose themselves all the time.
And it happens.
Like I see it all the time.
It does.
They even
happen.
talk to their families different. Like they become the creator and not Sabelo.
I think for me, because I grew up in a not perfect world where people had helped me out. Like I've had people that went through the most because they were helping me. People that like they didn't have to do certain stuff for me, but they did. They didn't even know me, but they did. So for me, I always have that mind that I always have to pay it forward. Wherever I go, whatever that you do on your side, it's not on me. If I'm good to you, I'm good to you. You mess it up, it's on you. So I think that's how I've stayed. Because if you're gonna be moving around and trying to protect your heart so much, you end up being a horrible person. Because now every experience you take it to heart. So I'm like, I was good to you, and you took advantage of that. It's on you.
Fine.
Yeah, you deal with that. But now I was good to you, and then we move on. And also, I think I'm very like family orientated. Like I always do things for family. I always go back at home, and as much as I'm here in Joburg, for me it's a workspace. I've made friends. I've made close friends here, and I think I've always surround myself with people that have not similar dreams, but people that have similar interests to me, so that when I make mistakes, they're able to tell me to say, okay, you remember you have a dream, but this road doesn't look like it's going there. So I think it's always important to surround yourself with people that are grounded. I've been blessed with that. Like my friends are amazing, and with the support, and It's beautiful. Like, it's really beautiful, Shem. I don't want to lie. And also just knowing yourself. Like, you know what you came here for. It's like the same thing
Don't
when...
get lost.
Yes, don't get lost. You know what you're here for. And I know that you might lose focus, but just remember that you are here for one thing. Yeah.
The goal.
It's very important. Yeah.
I get you.
Like that's really very important.
I get you. Damn, this has been such an amazing conversation, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
No,
bro.
I mean,
It was. I know you were a bit worried before we started, but like I said, this platform is for building and not destroying.
Yes.
It's very important for us to get people's stories so that young people out there know that, bruh, you're not just Sabelo the Kreator, like you had to go through different phases, you know what I mean? But as we're winding down this conversation, what's your last piece of advice to the dreamers out there, the kids who want to go out there in the world? It might not even be content creation. They just want to go out there in the world, leave their mark on the world, create a name for themselves. What's your last piece of advice?
So dream as big as you can. If your dreams don't scare you, they're just not enough. Yeah, dream, your dream. You know, dream wasn't always cool. I'm pushing it now. Yeah, so dream as big as you can.
Yeah.
I think it's important and it drives you. Because I think if you have a dream, then you know that you have to work hard.
Yes.
Because it's not easy. It's not easy. If you want certain things in life, you are gonna have to work hard for them.
You have to be disciplined.
Yes, and that's the reality. The discipline comes in. There's certain things that you sacrifice. There's certain things that you're not gonna be doing because we have a goal to say, okay, this is where I'd want to be. So I think it's very important to dream and also be realistic, and also just know that there's no limit in your dreams. Like there's no limit. So dream as far as you can go. It's very important, and also stay disciplined. Don't lose focus. And I know it happens. We are humans, and it happens. But just go back very fast and push yourself. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna want to give up, because even when I had dreams, I never thought that would happen. But I always had an idea that if I put in the work, this should work. If I put in the work, then there should be something,
I get you. Damn, I love that. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back with another episode of Dead Radio from your boy, Ini.
And you're live on Dead Radio.